God.
Fuck. Tonight's God damn. Dealing with children.
You were roboting anyway, so we couldn't tell what you said. So.
Okay. Oh, god damn.
Today's League of Evil is going to be a lot of shit talking. Let's go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you do an intro.
Tonight's League of Evil has been brought to you partially by my internet provider, so if I run out, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that robot it out perfectly the whole way through that. Just enough so we can still make out what you said.
You need to you need to join Daft Punk with some shit like that, man. That was perfect.
Yeah, I should join Daft Punk. Well,
or any modern pop artist for that matter.
Yeah, I apologize. I've been trying to reset mode for fucking hours.
You just need this. You just need to rhythmically say everything you say.
By 1990s cell phone reception.
No. Rhythmically say everything you say because it's making the perfect tone, so you do actually sound like you're out of tune the entire time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, Dr. Evil is gonna try and lead tonight's podcast. And then, since I sound like a robot, because he's tired.
Reboot your shit again.
Yep.
Probably.
I'll try. Let's see. Let's see if we can try and reboot things. Come back. You lead things while I'm away.
What do you want me to do? I didn't hear that. Alright, who's got
He says he wants you to lead.
Introduce ourselves.
Well, I think everyone knows everyone by now. We have Artivous.
Nobody gives a fuck who we are.
And Asto, and myself, and Jan, who's the robot. So, you know, Jan the robot is usually everyone's favorite because he's a robot.
I think you forgot Tarzan.
I said Tarzan. No, I said Tarzan.
All right.
You just shitting me now. Come on.
All right. Okay.
News of the week.
Mighty number 9. We gotta start with it because that's the funniest.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
We gotta start with it.
$8 with that shit. But Dan, $8 You couldn't make a separate model.
Here's no. Okay, I gotta give people backstory because all right, the whole Mighty number 9 thing has been a mess because the game's probably going to come out when it was supposed to come out last year. Like I think it was like May or something. That the original date for before they delayed the game the first time. This is the third delay. And it's the second delay they've said it's because of online, and that's bullshit. That is bullshit. Yeah, and here's why I say it's bullshit.
Buy something off the shelf for that.
Here's why I say it's bullshit. All right. Hello?
Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we lost somebody. I was just like,
No.
Yeah, nothing of value.
basically, nobody really cares all that much about the online. People just want the game. I honestly think that they're pushing the game back again because they don't want it coming out in February and getting creamed by everything that's coming out in February. Other than that, I mean, it's not like the game couldn't run without online. The fact that they have it on every single freaking way you can game is probably a problem in terms of doing co-op and doing, you know, multiplayer that way. But come on, dude, you've had like everybody understood the first delay because a new company jumped on board and you had to change around some shit and you had to do some restructuring. Cool. But the 2 delays since, Come on, dude. The game is not even that complicated. Like, Evil didn't know really anything about Mighty Number 9, and then I showed him the fucking trailer and the fucking grabs for how crappy the game looks compared to like
Well,
the
here's
fucking
the thing, right?
concept art.
We have to delay the game for the online stuff. No, you don't. You release it as single player and you disable the online stuff till you got it fixed. Plenty of other companies have done exactly that. So
Yep.
there's no reason they can't do it. That's not
Nobody
a good
would have
excuse
had a
for
problem.
delay. Not an excuse at all.
See, Evil now absolutely despises this game because I told him how much money they made off of Kickstarter and crowdfunding, and the models still look like shit.
This is why no one would give them money. Because they don't know how to fucking project manage.
Money.
Isn't it looking like shit?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
don't
game
think
looks horrible.
Kickstarter. That's why it had to be Kickstarter.
Like, it looks like they just put textures on just the most basic of model.
I mean,
Basically,
that's fine.
They bought the Unity
the distance.
basic models and put.
Apparently, it's been mismanaged since the very start, to be honest. But I'm not
Yeah,
that familiar.
it
with
looks
I've just
like
got, like a few minutes, to be honest. This game.
Yeah, the game looks horrible.
But
It's
can
got-
we blame
got-
the stupid community manager for it?
No.
No,
I
you
mean,
blame
that's a big fucked up
blame the
thing
lead
with the
developer.
company, but
and
that's the developers.
producers. Yeah, lead developer. Fault.
Because I've seen PS2 graphics that look better than this fucking game, dude.
Well,
Yeah,
the problem is, the model's not terrible, but they've got no normal maps on there. And normal maps is what gives you the texture, the bumps, that makes it look real. You know? I mean, you could do a really basic model and make it look like it's got a lot more detail put in it.
Bad Android game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It looks like a.
And not,
wow.
the animation are not very. It's not very smooth. It's like.
No, I've seen Android games that look better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, having that level of detail for the character while they're jumping around is fine, but once you go for a close-up, you need a whole nother level of detail. And they haven't even bothered to do it. They've just gone, you know what, let's just go with our standard model and just zoom up closer onto it so everyone can see how shitty it is.
I was comparing Mega Man X8 to it in Mega Man X7, which were PS2 games in terms of graphics, and they look better.
If you Google like some of the other models they could have gone with that were more basic designs, they would have looked better.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
they
still
had
going to be
better
really
models.
basic, but if you're going to go for that basic look, you don't want to put all those details all over the model.
Like, he's supposed to have like
Absolutely not.
plugs on his chest that like stick out to make his chest seem more dynamic, and they don't. Like,
I mean the dashes are lacking. There are I don't know, lags or stuttering in it.
it looks like the particle, like the cube particle effects that they put in there were just to hide how bad the graphics were for it. It's like, don't look close.
Actually, the particle effects don't look too bad. Whoever was doing the particle effects done
Well,
a
the
decent
particle
job.
in the backgrounds is decent, but it's the
that's what I said.
the animation are not very smooth.
They're trying to use it to cover up everything that looks bad in it.
The stuttering in the animations, which I mean,
they
if
haven't
I can see
enough
it, they are
keyframes
very
on the
bad.
animation. They haven't used enough keyframes on the animation. The only reason to do that is because you've rushed it. The animator rushed. They didn't spend due care to make sure everything was smooth and nice looking. Especially on the dashes. Like,
Okay, I
they're
mean,
using the same amount of keyframes for the fast movement as they are for the slow movement.
I showed you that fan animation, right? That dude did that in 2 weeks. One dude.
Yeah, but that's
fan animation looks way better than anything they did. They should have kept the game 2D and done something like that. They could have saved a whole lot of time and money by using 2D sprites.
But someone probably went, oh, we got $8 million, we have to go 3D now. That's probably what happened.
I see. Now I'm starting to think, because the whole Capcom thing, like the whole thing about him getting booted out of Capcom, people were like, "Oh, how dare you kick Inafune out?" And he, and he's with the grid of man. Now I'm starting to think that shit was justified, because if he was mismanaging projects like this, good
Yeah, he was
God.
money.
It's
He cost
probably
them
a
shit
good
ton of
thing
money.
Mega Man Legends 3 didn't happen, because if it was going to be this mismanaged and this broken looking and this just general cheap looking, yeesh.
Yeah,
Sometimes the publisher actually takes care of the property that they have
Sometimes they
better
do the
than
right
the
thing.
original, better than the original company. Sometimes it's weird that way. I mean, not every games company is
better
It's
gonna.
care of
rare.
their
I mean,
property
that's
than
the
the
thing.
original. Let's look
That's
at
why it's so
Marvel.
funny. Is this that
Yeah.
rarely happens ever? But
Yeah.
Inafune had to have been such a level of fuck up that they accidentally did the right thing.
Yeah, for once.
Happens occasionally.
And that's the thing. Okay, I'm creative. I can't model. I mean, I fucked around in ZBrush a
You
little bit
can't-
back in the day.
You
I
can't
do
take a walk on the catwalk. The catwalk. Yeah.
I do mostly character designs, and I do character sheets, and I do matte painting and background stuff like that. I'm a concept artist. But even I could fuck around and animate something better than that. Fucking hell, dude. Like, for $8 million, I could have made this game by myself better and learned to make games on the way for $8 million, dude.
If I was to try and, when I get to animation, if I was to try and pass that as my animation for my digital animation sequence, I'd be told, no, dude, you need to fix that shit before we pass you.
Yeah.
As a student, they go, no, not good enough. Do it again. Fix it. You need to put extra keyframes here, and here, so it looks smooth.
Oh,
with the blade
damn.
shapes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've seen college projects that were better than that.
Yeah.
Someone's getting a phone call.
It's not
Tarson, did you leave the phone next to the microphone again?
No, it's
No.
It's not vibrating this time.
It's me. Basically
Oh,
setting
okay.
out for more people to watch the stream.
Oh, okay.
Shilling.
Good.
Shilling.
Yeah.
I'm not near the computer, so I can't shill at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy today.
But with everything that's gone on with that, like the fact that he was trying to get money for Red Ash when this wasn't even out, this is a fucking joke. Mighty Number 9 is a fucking travesty.
That might be one of the reasons why it's been delayed.
Because nobody gave up because they didn't get the Red Ash money. Yeah.
Think about it.
But
We don't want everyone to know how shit this is before we got money for the other project.
Wouldn't it be like they would rush it out now and...
It's too late. They've pissed off the community. They've pissed off anybody that was going to buy it after the fact. They've just pissed everybody off. Like, even the diehards that were like, no, Inafune is going to save us, and da-da-da-da-da, are like, nah, fuck this shit.
You know, if that one Derek Smart's, up their ass, what's it called? The space
Star
one?
Citizen?
Star Citizen.
Yeah, if that ever comes out, it's going to be the same situation. It's going to come out and everyone's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
$100 million for this? Are you fucking kidding me? That's what it's going to be.
And the thing is, it doesn't help that while this is going on with Mighty Number 9, there have been like several platformers that have come out that are better. There are platformers in development that already look better. Like
Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead. In terms of gameplay,
fantastic.
Yeah, that game looks amazing.
I mean, I have a...
And that's animated by hand!
Yeah.
And Bloodstained already, when they were just doing tests of animations walks, like the demo that they were showing to Igari, looked better than anything in Rookie Mighty Number 9 to start out with. Like, go look. They're doing a vote right now on shaders and whatnot, whether like how people want the game to look now, and every incarnation of Bloodstained and the filters that they want to use looks better than Mighty Number 9.
Because you got to
Yeah.
take care with your presentation. Presentation.
Like, this was your
Especially when you're
flagship
trying to sell
game. This game was supposed to make your company.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
a graphics scorer at all. I could play something with bad graphics if the gameplay is
But fucking hell!
really, really good. But
At
come
least
on now.
move. At least have the mouth move. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have
But,
to
you know.
be graphic or to be appalled by the level of quality from something with as much funding as the Mighty Number 9 had.
Exactly.
The mouths don't even move. You didn't even have to do anything amazing for the mouth moving. You could just be like,
Yeah, and you could do that on a single map. You do that on
yeah.
a diffuse map because it's only got a fucking diffuse map. Fucking
But
hell.
just the
got
most
$8 million, you gotta use
minimal
one
amount of
map?
work. No, but they're getting a TV series and a movie, and they've already started planning for the sequel.
So the TV series is going to have, what, 2 frames a minute?
It's like, I want to ask, like, did you spend like maybe $1 million on the game and just spend the rest of the money on merchandise and TV and this movie that's supposed to happen and all this
Yeah,
other
yeah.
shit?
No, none of
Well,
that shit
Nobody,
happened
nobody
if no one
gave you
plays the
money for
game.
that shit.
Well,
We gave you money
according
for the game.
according to Yogurt, that's where the money for everything is made, merchandising. So
Yeah. Where the
No,
real
nobody's
money
gonna
in the
buy
movie
it.
is made.
Nobody's gonna buy any Mighty Number 9 merchandise now that they fucked up so hard.
They
Yeah.
forgot something. They forgot something. The game is the merchandise.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that shit's funny. And like the rant that Evil went on, like like in my fucking DMs was fucking legendary. He was fucking. So
Yeah,
now,
it was-
like, aren't you like you could do it in your spare time as just a random project for fun and do better?
Yeah, easily. I mean, you saw the character I'm making. You saw the mudbox shit I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's highly detailed, and it's taken me a long time because I'm learning.
But
shit.
Mighty Number 9 himself is just a bunch of spheres and geometric shapes. That's what's
you
so
can
fucked
get-
up about it.
Knock that out in about 10 hours if you know what you're doing, easily.
It's just every character and everything in that
It's a
game is
bunch
just
of primitive.
geometric shapes.
It's a bunch of primitives.
Yeah. It's weird how they managed to fuck that up, because I've seen a lot of the previous incarnations and they look really nice. I don't get.
You're going to use a bunch of geometric primitives to make it. That's fine. But then you spend the extra time making it look good on the mapping. And they
You
haven't
do
done
the
that.
lighting.
2D.
You could fix that fucking lighting. Good God.
Wasn't the trailer in 2D? That's what it looked like to me, but I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, it looked like that to me as well.
Because I mean, I'd imagine
No, the
that
model-
would be why there's
Okay.
a drop in quality.
In Yaiba, this shitty little Ninja Gaiden game that came out that was horrible, they had one of the secret costumes in it was you could play as Mighty Number 9, and that model was better than the one that's in the Mighty Number 9 game.
And the gameplay doesn't look that inspired either.
It's copy and paste. He didn't do anything different. He's just making another Mega Man game. Which is what people wanted.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they've got
that's
this-
the thing.
They got a dash move in there as well, but the levels could have been better. Like, just in general, overall look and theme, it looks very samey. Like, I've seen a couple of different levels, and they don't really look any different. The
Right.
enemy variety's low. It looks like
It looks
Like
just
you said,
cheap.
they spent $1
It
million
looks cheap.
they'd spend $1 million, and the other $7 million went into someone's brand new Lamborghini fund.
Yeah, it's cheap. It just looks cheap, and it's funny to me because now all the people like he's like Japanese Tim Schafer.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going there.
So his next project will be on Fig.
I am going there because the parallels. He was a part of a game project, gets more credit than he actually deserves. All right, people think he's going to save the company. Company basically boots him. Starts his own company. Tries to do his own thing. Keeps stealing from people. If their next game is on Fig, I'm going to laugh my fucking ass off.
That would be genius.
He's basically, yeah, Inafune is Japanese Tim Schafer.
That is not a good title to have.
Because here's the thing. This game's going to finally come out, and it's going to be shit. It's going to get reviewed badly. People are going to be mad about it. But he's still going to put up a Kickstarter for Mighty Number 9, Number 2.
Yeah, probably.
The second shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to make the same amount of money.
Oh, no. Oh, hell no.
I mean, you have to keep the core fans. Here's the thing that people don't understand when you make changes in core material. You have to keep some sort of semblance, or you have to keep a red line throughout, because otherwise you will lose the core fans, and the core fans are always what you lean on as a creative person when you want to distribute something.
They're the ones that are going to tell everyone else, hey, you got to buy this shit. You got to buy this shit. You got to buy this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it. That's the core fans are the ones doing that. They're the ones that spread. They're like.
That's why their Kickstarter did
so I
so
can
well.
talk to you about it. I want you to buy this shit so I can talk to you about it when I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what pushed their Kickstarter so hard was word of mouth. Everybody was talking about this game and this idea, and everybody was sad that like Mega Man Legends 3 had gotten canceled and there wasn't any Mega Man games on the horizon, and every Mega Man game had gotten canceled. Then again, Inafune was a part of every Mega Man game that canceled.
Who hasn't heard of Mega Man?
Yeah.
So
and now it's like
Capcom
Capcom can just watch this explosion happen in the background and be like, you know what? I think we're gonna do another Mega Man game, and everybody's gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
actually,
Capcom's doing it. It's not gonna suck.
I would announce it at the point where Mighty Number 9 is being released and being shit. And then Capcom comes out and says, yeah, by the way, we are doing now a decent Mega Man game.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That game over there is not Mega Man. We're going to show you how to do a Mega Man game.
It's wannabe.
Thanks very much for the free publicity.
Pretender.
Yeah.
I think that when it comes to sort of Kickstarter projects and pre-ordering shit, you need to be really, really certain of the producer or the publisher that you're actually getting a proper product.
That's why I'm glad this happened.
I backed Divinity Original Sin 2 and 1, but I was pretty sure that the difference is they only partially financed it through Kickstarter, and they told the people that. Right. And I think if you say, okay, yeah, that's partially funded through Kickstarter, well, I'm okay with that. But if
I think the issue is Mighty Number shit or whatever. It having problems like this has a positive and negative effect on crowdfunding. Yes, it makes people more wary of crowdfunding, which they should be. People aren't weary enough about crowdfunding and the pitfalls of it, and to do if you do the research and look into the companies that you're dealing with, and you've put in the lead work, then you want to put that money in. But a lot of people don't do that, and they just ride the hype and give their money, and then things turn horrible. On the negative side, you're going to see projects that do deserve that money not get as much because of shit like what Concept did. And
I do think so. I think if Star Citizen will go belly up like Derek Smart's always telling us it will be. That will actually like almost kill crowdfunding, I think, because I mean it's gotten like 100 million to today. So if that fails, yeah,
Honestly, I don't even.
shit will happen.
Honestly, when it comes out, nothing that they're going to produce is going to be worth the $100 million that they've gained.
Of course not. I mean, it
No,
great game ever, but
There's your Mega Man, ladies and gentlemen. That's what Mega Man looks like now.
look at this shit. Look at the bad lighting on that. Look at that for a second. The way that it's almost like it wants to be cel shaded, but it's too pussy to be cel shaded.
yeah, and they just put the face on the fucking model. The face had nothing to do with the fucking model. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Like just flat surfaces and just shapes just thrown together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's bad.
That's the model.
That's the character
model.
sheet. That's the model. The model looks awesome. That dude looks awesome.
Yeah. Now, how come it didn't look like that?
No,
Like,
that
if that's your model
basically the
sheet,
face looks
How do
like
you
a
end up
mask.
with? How do you end up with that from that? Like, unbelievable. And even there, the hand looks like a fucking hand. Just look at the hand, right? Now look what
Yeah.
I gave you. Does that even look remotely similar? Like even general shape? No.
Like the arms and the legs themselves are too thin. That's
Yeah.
a big problem with it. Is
Well,
that
the
his
problem
head his head, his hands and feet are way too fucking big, and his body is teeny as hell.
Like that's fine if you're looking at it in the actual gameplay when it's tiny, but as soon as you go to something like that close, you need the details. It has to be put in, or it looks shit.
That's from the trailer.
Yeah.
That's an intentional
That's going to
close-up.
be a cutscene. That's going to be a cutscene in the game.
Is
Oh,
there a
God.
reason they made it 3D?
I don't know.
Design choice. They could have made it 2D. They could have made it a lot better and a lot faster.
Yeah. Can we now change the subject to a game that doesn't suck as much?
Well, okay.
As much.
But before that, I want to do more good news.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, all right. I know you guys love when Gawker's crashing and burning, so we have to do some Gawker crashing and burning updates.
The fire rises.
Yeah, another one of their marketing head, basically jumped ship and got a job somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to get jobs somewhere else. I just want them.
No, it's some shitty little group, and I really doubt it's going to do.
Live shit says I want them to be branded with a
with that bird. No, here's the thing.
The
Here's
Scarlet
the thing.
Letter.
They need to have their fucking
Here's the thing.
ID cards tattooed in them.
No, here's the thing. This dude was in charge of marketing for their website or for their company or whatever. How good is he possibly going to do at his new company? No. Let him fuck up that company and let every other company look at him fucking up the new company he goes to and just just blacklist Gawker.
All we have to do is find out which company he's working for, and wherever he goes, just go Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh!
Just say Coca-Cola. What do you mean? What was the hashtag?
No, mine comes.
What was the hashtag Coca-Cola was trying to start about?
It was a
good vibes and
positivity
shit?
thing.
Yeah. If that was Gorka's doing, and he was in charge of marketing,
Oh,
like
God.
that's a PR disaster in anyone's book.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He wasn't in charge of the article,
No.
and that was basically
That was the editor.
he had to deal with it probably, and yeah.
Yeah, it was his fire to put it out, but
He
everything
didn't.
was on fire and roasted and blackened already, and there wasn't really much he could do in that situation. So I guess that's probably what he was telling to employers is like, I couldn't fix that mess. What was I supposed to do? They were posting Mein Kampf to Coca-Cola.
No, I didn't light it, but I was trying to fight it.
We didn't start the cocker.
Let's not sing too many bars from that song, or we have to pull the fucking podcast.
20 seconds. I didn't go over 20 seconds. We're fine. We're fine.
Billy Joel isn't fucking with people like that. Billy Joel is awesome.
Yeah.
I could not sing The Piano Man without crying, but moving on.
I just want Gorka and Basti.
I learned that shit in year 7.
But the thing is...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want Gorka and Basti to burn. God damn it.
No, that's the thing. It's to that point, anybody who can actually leave the company is leaving the company right now. And there are not many people leaving and getting jobs other places else. That's the one thing that I've noticed because I've been watching them kind of closely. Is that people are trying to leave, but they can't get jobs anywhere else that isn't worse, or probably doing just as badly. Like they've that red letter that you're talking about, it's already there for a lot of companies. The thing is everybody's waiting on this Hogan lawsuit, and you see new lawsuits are like propping up, and the blood's in the water. If Hogan's lawsuit goes through, if he wins that lawsuit, which he probably is going to win it, especially if they leak that shit that they got from the FBI, then everyone's gonna sue them. There will be nothing left to sell.
Well, didn't some Russian businessman like buy him out or something recently?
I guess they tricked some Russian dude who had no idea what was going on to buy the company. I had heard about that, but he's going to be in a fucking rude awakening soon.
Yep.
When debt collectors start showing up.
Yeah, and also Twitter might be burning. So this is Twitter is gonna the service itself is still going to be up, but it's going to be like MySpace. Yeah. It's going to be there, but nobody's going to be using it. It's going to be dead and buried in a year.
I wouldn't say a year. I'd say maybe 2.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Well, there's a chance it can still be saved, but
something has to be there to replace it. Once there's something there that can replace it, then that's what people are going to jump to.
Yeah, and it's got to be general public, not specialized.
Yeah. As soon as there's something like that to replace it, then people are going to jump ship. But right now, it's the only game in town for what it is.
Yep.
Apparently
It'll happen.
There's a 2D Dark Souls style game coming out soon.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, Dark Souls 3.
No, it's called like Aetia or something, and it's based on... it's within a mythological Norse world, as is the usual, but apparently it's coming out this year sometime. It's been in development for a while now. It looks somewhat nice, if a bit too far from... Right, how to describe. Should I just link it in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I now say a bit about the Division beta?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that actually good? Because I was, Ubisoft. I'm wary, so...
Yeah, you should be. Because, I mean, it's not a bad game, but it feels like... Did anyone play The Crew, the open world driving game?
No.
No, but I've seen it.
Because you all know.
That should answer your question.
No. The thing is, it feels a lot of like that. It's not a real MMO. It's a pseudo MMO, more like that. It's like you don't really need other players. You don't even have the illusion. And what I really dislike is that the gunplay does feel lackluster. It feels more like an RPG with third-person shooting elements in it, then it feels like a shooter with RPG MMO elements in it. And yeah, basically I'm underwhelmed by this game, to be honest. It's not bad, but it's simply not as good as they try to make it out. I mean, the graphics are very nice. I will say
Ubisoft.
it looks very good, but it's like
It's Ubisoft. You should be happy people's skin isn't missing. Let's not pretend that they aren't the king of just cutting corners.
Yeah, I haven't played Destiny, but I think it's a bit like Destiny, where it's basically a lot of
just feels unfinished,
not enjoyable missions. What I played so far is one decent mission where you actually had story, and then you have to look on your map and do like, go there, kill these people, go there, free these hostages, and it's basically random stuff.
Fetch quests
generated. And I think it's probably a lot of farming, a lot of equipment farming. And
see, it sounds like it has the same problem that Destiny has.
I didn't play Destiny, but I can imagine. It feels just boring to me.
Basically, if Destiny had just stopped pussyfooting and gone full-on MMO, it probably would have been a lot better game, because with the subscription base, they could have added a lot more content a lot more quickly.
But because
they tried to sell it as a shooter by itself without the extra money and the extra income, and so they can't give out. It's an MMO. It's an RPG that doesn't get updates like once every 3 months, and there just isn't enough content, and you can't sustain a crowd like that. You can't keep people around waiting for content for 6 months. And then when the content drops, it's barely anything, and they're bored again after a week.
Yeah.
Or if they had just gone the full-on MMO route, then they would have had the money to release content a lot quicker and a lot more, and it would have made the game more in-depth than what it is, because it's a pretty boring game in terms of, from an RPG standpoint.
To be honest, I think the Division should have actually been more like a good third-person shooter. I think there's probably
enough content. It's that identity crisis problem where if it had just gone one direction or the other more, it probably would be better.
I mean, the thing about Destiny, from what I hear, is it simply lacked much content at the beginning.
It wasn't just the fact that it lacked content. It
was boring.
It was just boring. Like, every mission was basically the same. It was you go to place. You go to place. You fight to go to place. You wait for ambush. You fight ambush. You then go to new place. You wait for ambush. You fight and win against ambush. And then you leave. If they didn't make you go to a new place and wait for an ambush.
Yeah, what I played from the Division, it sounds similar. I mean, the simple problem is that it really looks like you will do much of the same stuff. You will do like rescue people. You will kill, leader. You will free buildings, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of depth into like a lot of variation in the missions. And
the last thing Ubisoft did that was decent was Black Flag, and that was an accident.
Well, Rayman Legends was good.
Yeah, but that was like a side. Like the products that they don't have a hand in and they haven't like puffed up with all this hype. They're generally good because they'll release when they're finished or when they're ready. Like I don't like Black Flag wasn't even supposed to be an Assassin's Creed game. It was just supposed to be a pirate game, and they just slapped Assassin's Creed on it.
Yeah, I do. By the way, I do very much expect that the Division will be overhyped at release. That
It's
it
an
will get
Ubisoft
9 out of
product.
10.
That's what they do. They overhype the hell out of everything.
It looks beautiful, but it's a very much average game, and it sounds like it has a problem like Destiny, that it's not really a good shooter, and it's probably even a worse shooter. I heard Destiny's shooter elements are decent, but it's not really an MMO either, or an RPG.
I still haven't forgiven them for Watch Dogs and the downgrade for that shit. So.
I don't know. Watch Dogs. Fucking Unity was worse than Watch Dogs.
It was just an all-around boring game.
Yeah, but it ran. It's more like ask Jan how much he likes Unity.
Fuck Unity.
As much as the Polish should take it.
If Unity was a person, it would be a Pole.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna not respond to any Polish jokes today because my internet is crap, and I suspect.
Yeah, because you don't talk about the Polish because they are too.
That's because the Polish guy installed your internet, right?
The internet people on the amount of Polish hate you're allowed to have.
I think Jan thinks that if he talks about the Polish people, he gets a disease.
You guys suck.
Love you too, buddy.
Jan, you don't have to talk to the Polish people on stream.
Alright, okay, enough ragging on them,
let's talk
the article that I posted in chat, I wanted to talk about that real quick.
Okay, which article? Yeah. What you posted?
The latest incident of Pussy Pass I've seen lately.
Oh God!
Basically, this crazy psychotic bitch molests her 1-year-old son, videotapes it, and then sells it to a pedophile for $300.
Ew.
Yeah.
No jail time.
And not even sex offender registered.
Yeah.
But in New Zealand, so they're probably retarded over there. Are New Zealanders retarded?
No, they managed to get their babies eaten by dingoes, so I guess they are retarded.
They're retarded. They are.
It's like, how do you...
You know that bullshit Anita Sarkeesian went to the UN for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, New Zealand had already implemented that crap.
Wow.
Seriously.
But it's that kind of thing. It's like if she were a man, this would be worldwide news. He'd get 10 years. His life would be over.
Pedophile ring busted.
Yeah,
child sex trafficking.
And she gets 10 months fucking house arrest. And did she even lose custody of her kid?
8 months of home detention, 100 hours of community service. Yes, she lost custody. The one silver lining in the whole thing.
So yeah, at least they took her fucking kid away. But holy fucking shit! Like,
and she sold the
when
tape
people talk about, when people want to talk about, like, that's why it pisses me off when certain women talk about women in this reverence that how they're always the victim and always right and always good and kind and honest, and they've never hurt a fly or do anything evil.
You mean the Church of the Sacred Feminine?
Yeah, and it's like, this woman molested her own son on camera and sold it to a pedophile for $300.
No, she filmed it. She let someone else do it, and she filmed it.
Oh, that's
which is just as bad.
Yeah. Oh, that is worse. In my opinion.
I
mean,
There's nothing about that situation that isn't fucked up. I mean,
yeah, you can't. I don't think that there's any way to rate that. No matter how you look at it, it's fucked up. It's
Yep.
yeah.
and it's that kind of thing where when and I know it sounds like a fucking preacher, but whenever shit like this happens, the women never get fucking time, or they get like a slap on the fucking wrist every fucking time, and it's starting to drive me a little fucking mad. Like this is like some cases are worse than others, but this is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, you had the case in the UK with a 21-year-old babysitter who slept with her 11-year-old charge, I guess you could call it, or 11-year-old job.
Yeah.
And
but he wanted it.
no prison time for her either. I mean, the 1-year-old is far worse, but it's still, it's indicative of something that seems to. I mean, take the feminist argument with the whole women are oppressed. Every time that I mean, I don't want to sound like a fucking MRA at this moment, but I might. I'm in steep danger to become one after the last
there's
couple of
MRA
months.
and there's common sense.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that there are a lot of evidence of every time that women have a problem, society tries to solve it in the best manner possible and in the quickest manner possible, while men are often ignored, at least in Western society in the last 100 years.
Yeah, it's because men are the oppressed class.
Well, I wouldn't call us I wouldn't call men the oppressed class. I'd call us
really
more.
We have separate legal systems at this point.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to use words that are that fucking loaded because.
Yeah, you don't want to use the word oppression because. Let's just say women have an advantage over men in society that isn't acknowledged because a lot of people make money off of pretending that that edge isn't there and that it's the reverse.
Yeah, agreed.
If feminism wasn't a religion that made money, we wouldn't have these problems. But because it makes money, because people have made a career out of it, because people preach the gospel, it is now we've reached a point where it is what it is.
No, I mean it took it 100 years, but now it's basically a religion.
There you go.
And it's better protected than
women have, but men don't.
Oh yeah, that article.
Women-only scholarships. No forced conscription in times of war. 65% reduced sentence for the same crime relative to men. 99% of abuse centers are for women, even though 40% of men are domestic violence victims. Women have the right to government departments that solely serve their interests. Of Office of Violence Against Women, US, Ministry for Women, New Zealand, Office for Women, Australia, UN Women. Only women have the right to opt out of parenthood, pre- or post-labour. Only women have automatic custody for toddlers in some countries. Women have tax benefits based on their gender, men don't. When a woman calls police on domestic violence, they take the man out of the house. When a man calls the police, the man is taken out of the house. Women have the following social privileges that men don't. Right to free entry in nightclubs and bars. Not have their motives questioned when they play with children. Get free stuff because someone finds them attractive. Considered the most valuable gender. Not going to war and women and children first. Allowed to retire earlier and receive more pension funds than men for living more years. Never expected to do manual labour. Paid maternity leave. Alimony. Female-specific cancers taken more seriously than non-specific cancers. Women have the privilege of having women-only spaces and TV shows. Never being labelled creepy because they are attracted to a person who does not reciprocate. Being consistently represented in a positive manner on television. Quotas. having standards lowered to suit them when they join the military, fire department, or police departments, being innocent until proven guilty after a sexual assault allegation, being the victim and not the perpetrator when engaging in intoxicated sex, no matter who initiated it, less likely to be assaulted, taken more seriously when they're assaulted.
Do women get free entry?
I'd like to add another one to that. In Utah right now, it is legal for a woman to commit perjury during a rape case and not actually be charged with the crime of perjury. Meaning that in Utah, a woman can make a false rape allegation, have it taken all the way to court, lie in the courtroom, be found to be lying, have proof of lying, and still not be charged with perjury. So, as long as it's a sexual assault case, women in Utah can commit perjury.
That is
wow.
bullshit. By the way, I'm gonna go be off now. I'm pretty tired today, so.
Yeah, get better, buddy.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good day, man.
And I hope you have many unsolicited opinions about Israel.
Yes.
That is not a meme.
I, of course, have no
that is
opinions
everywhere now on the internet.
I only really like the Jews, and I have nothing bad to say about Israel. Please don't hurt me. Yeah,
All countries suck.
I have an unsolicited opinion on Israel. I think the majority of the people are nice people.
So, good night.
Yeah, good night, buddy.
Good night.
See ya.
You're muted. I muted you before he left.
He muted you, Artist.
Dick. No, the whole unsolicited opinion thing, that shit's funny as hell to me that people are actually like, I didn't ask for your opinion, so you can't give it. From people who do nothing but interject their opinion in absolutely everything. Everything.
Yeah, you know what the meme should be? Unsolicited opinions on social justice. That's what the meme should be, because that's what they've been doing. They've been shitting their opinions at everyone when they're not wanted, and they're told to fuck off, and they're like, no, I'm not going to fuck off.
Somebody should put that in a comic. Like the dude that does the one comic that's really... Kokoro, I can't pronounce this shit.
I'll just DM the cartoon loon. Actually,
somebody should put in...
Tweet him right now.
Somebody should have... He should have Lillian like go into this freaking rant, and everybody's ignoring her, and doing the same caption. But instead of shit like unsolicited opinions on social justice, casual racism, misandry.
Yeah.
I've just tweeted at him. Unsolicited opinions on social justice. Make it happen, fam.
Honestly, you could really just take that third word out, just like unsolicited opinions. That's all that really needs to be said. Because everything they say.
That's what social justice is. It's become one giant unsolicited opinion.
Every conversation starts with unsolicited opinions. So yeah, it's the thing about this is that as a writer, there's nothing I hate more than ideology being forced down the throats of people. Like after the comic book code, during the early ages of the panic against the youth culture, basically, or nerd culture. It's disturbing how easily people forget that ideological movies are seldom good. Ideological books are seldom good. If it's propaganda to try and preach something with an ideological twist, it rarely gets good because that's not
story first.
I remember Bible
Oh God,
games.
dude, I had those.
Yeah.
I was forced to play Bible games, dude. You do not know pain and agony. Oh God, yes. Basically they were a cut and paste of different games, but lacking the parts of them that actually made them fun. And just heavy. It was all about like like trying to force scripture down people's throats.
Did you have the one that only worked with the Game Genie? That you had to put in
No.
a proper game and then put the Bible game in?
It wouldn't surprise me because they were always jank. They were never actually like because Nintendo would put their seal on anything back then. LJN was getting that Nintendo seal of approval, but these games didn't. They would come in like random like color cartridges that just made you think this isn't right. Like, is this going to break my video game system? And some of them did. Some of them would. Some of them were so like badly like coded and whatnot, they'd break whatever video game system you put them in if you did the wrong thing on them. And it's that kind of thing where it's like you can make ideological based games, but you've got to make good games. And that's the thing that they keep forgetting, that you still have to. You can push a message, but whatever product you put that message with, it's still got to be a good product to begin with.
Don't be so goddamn upfront about it. There's a thing called subtext.
You can be upfront, but you can't be. All right, there's a difference between making a game about God, which there are a lot of games about God.
Yeah.
And then there's a game that's nothing but preaching at you about God for 40 hours. There's a difference between sharing philosophy and insight and knowledge of something and completely shoving it down someone's throat to the point that you...
Agreed. But that's called a conversation where you exchange ideas, and we all know how that goes with that type of people. It's
like, and that was the thing about Gone Home, where it got all this undeserved praise because this story is amazing, and it's like, yeah, but the game itself is boring, and it's a waste of money, and you could have told that story without the game completely, and it probably would have been better.
Walking simulator.
Yeah, you can if you want to tell that story.
He just favorited and retweeted it.
Tell him I said to do it. Tell him it will make my year if he does that for me. Unsolicited opinions on social justice.
Yep.
I'll link you to the tweet and you can tell him yourself.
Yep. It's just so. Oh, god damn, that was extreme. Sorry for people listening on headphones.
I'm on headphones. It's not that bad. It's not high pitched.
No, that's true. It's
high pitched stuff on headphones that make people's earbud drums burst.
Yeah. But it's so weird to see a company that I used to admire and used to want to work for fill all of their good comic book lines with bullshit.
No, they had to. All right.
This is the reason why I like the Cartoon Loon, though, because he's already got all the characters to make that unsolicited opinions on social justice work. He's already got, Jim Sterling's wife character, which he didn't actually make. He didn't know what she looked like before he made the character. It was just hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. He's like, I didn't even know what she looked like, and then she came out and she looked exactly like the character.
Exactly like the character.
No, she's a stereotypical SJW.
She came out of her cave and attacked a bunch of people. That's what it sounds like.
And went back in. She was trying to push up her profile and try and use her husband to fucking make herself like a voice, and everybody was like, honestly, who in the fuck are you? You're horrible. Like even the other social justice warriors were like, ew, she's like, you look exactly like the caricature. And I think that he's trying to switch back. Sterling's tried that fucking shill. He's trying to switch camps. He's trying to because he realizes just how much he lost in terms of views and money and everything, trying to appease these people. He's lost a lot of his audience, and so he's trying to
roll in. and take over and be a social justice thing. And the other social justice warriors like, no, don't step on my toes. I'm already doing this.
The social justice warriors don't follow. Social justice warriors don't follow a leader that isn't pretty. That's the irony of it.
Well, of course not, because they're trying to push this thing. They want to attract men to their cause, so they can control them. How many men is she going to attract?
The person who is naked more often than not. I guess evil. You have like a streaking fetish, I guess.
No,
That's the first time hearing of this.
No, it's one of those this person below thing. And as I tweeted him that unsolicited opinions on social justice, it was right below that on his feed.
Nice.
But
So that's good. That'll get a little traction.
Here's the thing, like the whole, and people want to talk about like it's just a social justice thing. It never has been. It's been an extreme right and an extreme left thing. And I'm kind of glad that they overstepped their bounds and are getting their shit pushed in, because it'll make people fight against the right a little bit more.
Well, it happened on the right already.
Yeah.
They overstepped their bounds, and that's just why it's the pendulum went and swung to the other side so hard that we got social justice, which is basically trying to do the same thing. They didn't take their lessons from the other side.
It's the same radicals. When you talk to half of them will say, "Oh, I was a radical on the other side, and I've seen the light, just like any other religion. I was once a sinner, and now I'm a saint."
Yeah.
Honestly, the opinions on gaming from Felicia Day, is that her name?
Felicia Day. Yeah.
Nice one.
But see, the thing is that on their side, they have a religion too. It's called feminism, and their devil is patriarchy.
Yeah,
and sin is misogyny.
They talk the exact same way evangelicals do when it comes to patriarchy and the devil. Like, you could exchange the words and it's exactly the same.
Just change some words around and it's the same rhetoric
every time. Sin is misogyny, racism, and basically those two things for the most part. They throw them around. It's witch hunting. It's pointing the finger so other people will
sinner, misogyny,
after
racism.
Yep.
They just got extra words for the same for sinner. That's it.
Because they won't outright scream blasphemy.
I've always wondered why feminists hate rape jokes so much when the patriarchy theory is basically just the world's biggest rape joke.
There's a bit in there somewhere, I just haven't worked out what it is yet.
Yeah, it was on the tip. I could hear the gears turning, dude. But
there's a little cog that's just slipped into place, and it's waiting for the rest of the machine to start up.
It'll hit you tonight.
Unsolicited opinions on rape jokes. Brackets.
Unsolicited opinions on patriarchy.
Yeah.
Unsolicited opinions on Amy Schumer critiques.
Unsolicited rape jokes on patriarchy.
Yeah.
Unsolicited Patreons.
Yeah. It's... you could do so many of those.
Oh God, we've made a new meme.
I mean, the thing is that they don't get the meme culture, that a lot of the memes are the cringe-worthiest things you can find. And that's a whole fucking point. So a lot of them think that, I mean, I saw people taking the unsolicited opinions on Israel hashtag seriously and actually tweeting it under it with sincere
idiots. Okay, let me. All right, here's something that's gonna help you a whole lot in life. Some people are just fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like, stupid people they're just always going to be. And we've made the mistake of making the world safer for these idiots. And we should just let them die off and be cool. And so now we have to deal with these idiots. We had to put warning labels on stuff not to drink poison. We had to put warning labels. We had to make it illegal to not wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
We nerfed the world for these melon heads, and so now they're not dying off at an early age. And now they're fucking up society.
Oh, the New Yorker is trying to blame Gamergate for Twitter's downfall.
You know what? You know what? I'll cop to that. I'll wear that as a badge of fucking honor.
Pointing out the hole in the service that
we
trying to
brought
suppress people.
down 2 multi-million-dollar companies. It's good. It's a good.
Because Reddit's not going to last much longer either, so Reddit might be right the fuck behind.
It is great to be put up on a pedestal by people who really just don't think things through.
They think that's not a compliment. Like, that's a fucking compliment. They're so ingrained in social media and it controls their life so greatly that the thought of one of their social media outlets being destroyed is the devil's work.
Yeah, and it's a downfall of civilization. People are taking it far too seriously. I mean, the reason why Twitter is failing is because they've played into the hands of people who want censorship. And therefore, they made it impossible for people who actually like to exchange ideas and opinions
to have service pointless.
Yeah.
The whole point of Twitter was to talk to random people that you never would have talked to before. But there are people who can't handle that because they're bitches. And so, because these bitch niggas have bitched so heavily and so loudly, that they've ruined they've gimped their own service, because the whole censoring on Twitter hit everybody. That didn't just hit us. That was an overreaction to try and deal with us. That shit didn't hit ISIS.
No, it hit people exchanging ideas on video games and the politics around video games.
No, it didn't just hit us. That hit everybody on Twitter. Everybody was complaining about the censorship issues.
Yeah.
Because the porn industry uses Twitter heavily to promote things and get things done on Twitter, and that censor bullshit fucked them hard. And what have we learned about porn and technology?
They usually lead.
You never fuck with porn if you're a technology company.
No.
If porn chooses you, you win.
Yeah, which is yeah. It's insane that a social media platform, a public platform, a company based upon the idea of exchanging short messages has started basically censoring those messages.
Every company, when it gets big, gets those people at the top who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Every big company gets those people at the top that like to pour poison in people's ears because they have bad ideas, but they don't have the power to implement them.
Well, they've got this vision of the internet that's all family friendly, and that's not how the internet works.
It's not family friendly for them. It's ideologically pure for them.
Well,
they don't give a shit about
the right wants to make the internet family friendly, and the left wants to make it
ideologically pure. Both of them want it.
Pure. It's silly. It's an idea that is. It's so antithetical to what the internet is.
Yeah, what the internet is in the first place.
Yeah.
It's too late. You can't censor
the internet.
You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
The internet was built by shitposting.
No, the internet was built by shitposting, but mostly porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly porn.
You want to know how the internet got here and got successful?
Porn.
The internet
Nobody
is
gave a
porn.
It's
The
it's
No
a good
one,
thing.
internet is for
no
porn.
one,
Grab
It's a
your
good
dick
thing
and
for us.
double click
no
for
one
porn.
gave a
Porn,
shit about the
porn.
internet. No one was like, "Oh, this internet thing is fucking amazing," until titties started showing up on the internet, and then that's all motherfuckers would talk about. Nobody get like when okay. I remember in elementary school. I'm talking like I'm 8 years old. We're talking like the very early days when all people did on the internet was talk about Star Trek and order computer supplies. Like nobody gave a shit about the internet. Your teacher tried to tell you about it. It's like, oh, here's this cool new technology. It's the internet, and everybody was like, yeah, whatever. But by the time middle school hit, everybody's like, hey, you know they got
There's
titties on there, right?
Yeah.
There's titties on the internet. And then everybody was like, wait a minute,
And the
titties
porn
on the
companies
internet?
were making money on the internet, and all the other companies like, wait, they're making money on that thing? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The porn created the system in which every company does business with consumers on the internet today. Without porn basically creating the system to buy things online, you wouldn't have every, major internet company there is. You wouldn't have Google, you wouldn't have eBay, you wouldn't have had any of these companies without basically porn paving the way. So for you to be a social media outlet, a social media company, and making it harder for porn to use your product?
Yeah, that's the death of the product.
Yep.
It's
They can blame us if they want, but
yeah. I mean,
weren't
the social justice movement seems to be focused on trying to first it tried to basically get people to change by being semi-polite, almost like the Spanish Inquisition, sending you a 7-day notice before they come around
Right.
to your house,
Mm.
and then if you don't comply, yeah, you get fucked. I mean, look at the way that they reacted to Richard Dawkins tweeting out Sargon of
That shit
Akkad's
was
video.
no, that red pilled Dawkins so hard. It was like
Yeah.
he normally stayed out of it and stays out of like
Yeah.
all of that drama as hard as he can, because he had to deal with Atheism Plus, and it was just like, you know what? Fuck it. You give them an inch, they take a mile. There's no rationality in these people.
Don't
And
ever apologize to them. Don't
And he's
ever
going to sit around and
apologize.
he's going to be like, there's no point in apologizing to them.
No,
There's
exactly.
no point in the rhetoric. And he's going to start telling skeptics, actual intelligent people, the exact same thing. Because intelligent people actually listen to Dawkins. And
And
so,
the thing is, he's an academic, so he's getting that pushback in academia where it's needed,
yeah.
which is great.
So they fucked themselves fucking with Dawkins, because Dawkins survived Atheism Plus. They tried to tank him back then during Elevator Gate, and
it didn't work.
He's still around. It didn't work. So he's bigger than
it killed the Atheism Plus killed the atheism conventions. I mean, there were even plans to set up an atheism convention here in Norway. And right after the Atheism Plus thing happened, that idea died.
After seeing what's happened to, Atheism Plus, Occupy, and Gamergate, it's probably a good thing that we didn't start meeting en masse, and because that shit makes hive minds, as we're seeing. Any ideology, no matter how well-intentioned,
it will create the zeitgeist and then create an idea and then an ideology.
The reason they came together was to keep intelligent design out of science classes. That was the only reason they came together. It was similar to Gamergate. The reason gamers came together was because they were trying to push this shit into video games, and they turned around and said no.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
Yeah.
People got together
and Occupy was the same thing. It was a group of people, across political boundaries that wanted the bailout to not exist, that wanted, these banks to not have control over the government.
Yeah.
And
they wanted them to fail so the next person wouldn't do pull the same shit.
Yeah.
That's what
And
it was about.
And the thing with Atheism Plus is back then, I'm glad it kind of happened, because there were a lot of hangers on. Basically, what it did is it pushed all of the people who were actual skeptics onto one side, and the people who were just there for hangers on, the people that normally would be religious, nutbags.
Steve Shives.
Yeah, people like that to the other side. And so there's a clear definition between these groups of people, these people who are fake skeptics that are skeptics until you question one of their beliefs, and the actual skeptics that actually question everything. And I'm glad that there's that distinction, because it means when someone tries to badmouth atheists or say that all atheists think this way or act this way, I say, no. That's Atheism Plus.
Yeah. It's a very, very good thing. I mean, I after running into the Atheism Plus people, I totally get how some religious people claim that atheism is a religion. I totally get it. I didn't used to get it until I ran into them, and I didn't.
Because they are. They're a religion pretending they aren't.
Yeah, I mean, every time that
and any atheist that called them out back then, they would try and ruin your life.
Yeah.
They would do everything to try and break you.
I mean, the thing is that you often have an idea, and then you have an ideology, and then you have a religion. That's the natural progression of ideas. So the thing with feminism and a lot of social justice branches, I guess you could call it, but when I say feminism, I mean the idea of women still being oppressed and still being
the patriarchy theory.
Yeah, the patriarchy theory. That is a religion. I'm not talking about the choice feminists that I actually love to discuss with.
And Gamergate are demons.
Yeah.
We possess people. We hide in the shadows. We're always looking about. We work for the patriarchy.
Yeah. Because we're the latest patriarchal branch of their unholy army, I guess. It seems a little bit weird, having the fucking upbringing I've had, or the things that happened in my childhood, that sort of makes me a part of this oppressive regime, and it doesn't make sense to me at all. But then again, I'm white, so I probably am a master, an overlord, without even knowing it.
Evil, you saw that tweet the other day where she was saying that, when people say women are angry and whatnot, that's just their own misogyny and whatnot, and it's like, really? The word angry women can't be angry. And I tweeted that, so you're saying that the abuse that I underwent when I was a child that I spoke out against was me silencing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And it's like, are you fucking serious? It's that concept of it's female supremacy. I think that's the word that needs to be put
It's sexism.
out.
It is sexism.
It's not sexism. It's beyond that.
Yeah.
You can be an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
But you reach a level when you become a supremacist.
Yeah.
When you decide that you're better than everyone else and try and push that in terms of to power. And that's what it is. It's female empowerment versus female supremacy.
Yeah.
And they've dropped empowerment completely.
Yeah.
Now it's, you don't have to be better, you don't have to be stronger, you don't have to advance and evolve and adapt and become, the true warriors that we think you can be. It's the entire world has to change for you because you're just better from
But here's the problem with that type of thinking within a social justice movement is that there is always a group that will claim a greater degree of victimhood and therefore demand more supremacy than female supremacy, like the fucking Uhuru movement that I watched a video that Sargon did this week with Black Hitler returning, and it's just cringeworthy the way that sort of black supremacy movement
they're black
has been pushed.
supremacists.
Yeah.
People, like, when I tell people that and talk about that, they're like, "Oh yeah, like, no, they've been around."
Yeah.
In fact, the gun laws in the U.S. the tighter gun laws that we have in the U.S. are because black supremacists were arming themselves.
Yeah.
During the 60s and 70s. That's why we have the gun laws that we have now. It wasn't because the NRA was trying to do right in the gun. No, they were fucking scared.
Yeah. It would make sense to
But it's that kind of thing where they're so caught up in fighting an enemy they don't realize they've become worse than their enemy. You know, it's the same horseshoe effect over and over and over again.
And if you're too invested in that, the fight will never be over. Yeah, exactly.
You'll never see it, and you'll see people who are normally completely sane and completely rational and completely skeptical just lose their shit slowly, and it's depressing. But you realize that was in them the whole time, and maybe it was better to not be around them in the first place. If they're so easily manipulated and swayed by stupid shit.
By ideas, basically.
Right.
It's and that's
harmful opinions.
Yeah, but that's my problem with these types of this type of lack of dissent among different movements. I mean, the idea of the progressive stack annoys the living shit out of me because it cuts out voices that could give dissent and therefore not push the conversation to the extreme.
That's the way power is. When you're talking about ideologues, when you're talking about zealots, you have to control the speech and the flow of ideas, or else you lose power. And it doesn't matter if it's a political party, a religion, or even a country that's using xenophobia to control its people. It's always a matter of molding the narrative of you being the solution to the problem, even if you're creating the problem.
And the fact that they present a problem that may not exist, and therefore they have the solution. It's like snake oil salesmen, basically.
It's not like it is. That's what it is.
And which is why we're not surprised that Anita Sarkeesian is now retiring.
Yay! Good news. Let's talk about the great one of the greatest con artists of the 21st century. This woman is finally realized that her long con, that it's time to bail. She got too famous.
Yeah. I mean, she did not anticipate the level of craziness she'd stir up, and they're packing it up.
You know what I got from looking at basically people talking about her vid, and it wasn't Gamergate people who were questioning and mocking and picking apart the logic of her new vid. It was normies. It was random people I'd never seen before. It was people who would have considered themselves social justice warriors were like, wait a minute, this logic isn't exactly sound, and it's like, oh, time to bail. The con's over. Time to run.
Yeah, and speaking as a guy who's actually worked as a as a video producer for a rather large company, I can tell you for a surety, 100% secure that the 19K per video is bullshit. That money ran away somewhere. It is in somebody's
Ran away to those
pockets.
chimichurri she was bragging about buying on fucking Twitter. When she was posting pictures of the shit she was buying with the money.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
at these nice shoes, and people were like, wait a minute, you're buying shoes with the money?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that money, Lita? But that was way back. But, you know, she's always been a con artist. It's just everything. I won't go into detail of you know, why, but everything that she's done screams con artist, long con. I don't, as you said, she didn't expect to get this famous. She didn't expect to get, you know, this much attention. That's bad for con jobs. You want to get in, make a ruckus real quick, and then get out with the money. If she hadn't got famous, she would have stopped making videos after the whole fake threat that she put in for police. That would have been the end of it. She would have walked away, but she had so many people like, I can't wait to see your next video, and too many eyes on her to quit. And one video
and now she
too
wants
many.
it over with. That's why there's shorter videos. She just wants to get it over and done with now as quickly as possible. And so she's doubling down on the harassment thing as an excuse to get out.
Right.
Well, is the feminist frequency channel then looking for somebody else to?
Well, that's why they took her face off.
Yeah, that's why they took her face off.
Probably.
Because she's probably trying to see, Macintosh is the true believer. He actually believes the stupid shit that he's spewing. But she's a con artist. She doesn't believe any of that shit. And she wants to live to con again. She'll be back. Watch. I'd give it 15 years, so she'll be like pushing the religious right or some shit. Anything to make money. She'll be working on a new con because that's how con artists work. She'll be doing motivational speeches or some shit. But
yeah, I mean, she's definitely going on the conference circuit.
She's gonna be right next to Laura Penny's dumbass. But that Macintosh is the true believer. He actually believes all of this crap, and he's going to be stuck with feminist frequency after she leaves. So he either needs to replace her with another talking head woman that he can puppeteer, or he needs to start doing the videos himself. Which I hope he starts doing the videos himself, because the backlash from that happening would be so fucking hilarious.
Oh, that would be glorious.
Why is this man mansplaining about misogyny to me? And how dare this lower human being be speaking to my...
Doesn't he address all of his videos to men?
Yeah.
Because he wants men to become beta.
So that he can be alpha.
Yeah,
he can be alpha.
Yeah, he is a believer in the Church of the Sacred Feminine. He is definitely a believer.
He wants a flock. He wants to. That's how zealots work. But it's not going to happen because even they are starting like, wait a minute, this is the guy that writes her stuff. All of her stuff's been written by a man all this time. Like the stuff that we put out in the beginning of GG and whatnot is starting to. It's become a part of zeitgeist. It's wormed its way into other people's feeds and people that are not us. It's become internet knowledge that anybody can look up and find out about. And so we really don't need to do anything to her. We never really did in the first place. I honestly, at this point, can respect the con. She got a lot of people going, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen a con that successful that she could just walk away with $500,000.
Well, she has the perfect. I mean, I think.
Yeah, she has the perfect alibi to walk away.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she didn't have this as a plan B if it got as big as it would have.
I think she tried to do it before.
Yeah.
I think she tried to do it before, but the money was too good from the speaking engagements.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't continue that circuit, because there's always somebody willing to pay for some moron to stand on a stage and talk.
And the thing about her speaking engagements is you can tell that she really doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just regurgitating stuff that she thinks they want to hear, which is, how con men preachers work.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically that's basically the psychic con.
It's like when they talk about when, they bring up certain books and whatnot that they've all read. That's their scripture.
Yeah.
Bell Hooks is one your of books.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn your Bible to Genesis, 2:12 or some shit.
Tell your Bible to Bell Hooks 14:21.
Basically, yeah.
Oh.
Open your Newspeak dictionary and remove these words from your lexicon.
Black marker pen.
So close to that.
Black marker pen supplied for erasure of words.
It's this concept that they have where they don't see that they're, and I'll bet you the majority of these people would call themselves atheists or even skeptics, and they don't see.
Because they believe that shit. They can't see that they're ideologically driven.
Yeah, they can't realize.
They're capable of looking at evidence that
they've just found a new way to be God's chosen people, and that's all it is.
Yeah, it is.
And now it's like,
yeah,
it's funny to watch her cut and run because a lot of the others that got involved in GG to try and raise their profile are turning into falling stars. I think that's another reason she's bailing, because if you look at Wu and Zoe Quinn, like, people turned on them friggin' hard for saying dumb stuff, and she knows she's a cut hair away from accidentally saying the wrong thing because Jonathan McIntosh said some fuck shit on her Twitter.
Yeah.
And it all being, and her having pitchforks and fucking torches at her door.
I mean, there's nothing that movement loves more than a villain, and a villain within their own ranks would sort of prove their paranoia.
That's how ideologues work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which group, wink, 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 acts that way.
Exactly. Let's not talk about that because, it's...
And the thing about it is that she saw what happened with Wu.
Yeah.
How Wu was basically, she went from one of the head mods or head, admins at fucking Gamergazi to kick the fuck out. And you saw how fast, like, everybody was repping Zoe Quinn until she made that comment about giving blood, and everybody ran the other direction because everybody was like, "Ew, that was gross." That was the one that killed her. The true believers couldn't top that one.
She changed her @handle from the conspiracy.
Yeah, she changed her handle after that because that was so fucking gross.
Yeah.
Bitch, you need to talk about who you fucking, because nobody wants to fucking get whatever the fuck you have.
Oh,
with your nasty ass, you probably have something, you fucking skank.
Poor Alex. I just hope Aaron Joni hasn't gotten anything from his.
Dude, if Alex's body shows up where he killed himself in the next couple of months, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, that's dark.
She worked him over that hard.
Yeah.
That guy is never going to work where he wants to work. He's never going to live his dream. He's never going to make the games he wants. He's never going to work in a gaming studio because of the ridiculous things he's said and done, and a lot of the stuff on her behalf.
Yeah.
The amount of money he had to have spent, pushing her.
Yeah.
And trying to.
It takes at least 5 people just to push her. So.
Yeah. But the amount of money and damage he had to have done to his relationships, his family relationships, and absolutely everything to appease a borderline personality to sort of fucking a walking textbook case of that shit. And now it's like what does he do? What does he do with the rest of his life other than just live off of his dad's money?
Yeah, it's it's sad, but in a funny way.
She's finding a new guy to con. See, she's looking for a new hero to fit the hero role to make the last guy into a villain, so she can con a new guy into, because that's how Borderlands work.
Are you saying she's a serial damsel in distress?
That's how that's what I said. She was borderline personality disorder. That's how they work.
Yeah.
Basically, they go into a relationship with someone, because they take advantage of white knights. They basically find a guy who wants to feel special and feel like a hero, and they make him feel like he's the hero by talking about their ex and making shit up most of the time.
Yeah.
Just outright lies about who that person was for the sake of making them look more vulnerable and look like they need help and saving and whatnot until they have that dude on the line, and then they can twist them and mold them and work them into whatever they want, which is what she did to.
Of course, this
Alex.
is just speculation. I need to make sure.
No, it's not. This is what's happening. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Chances are, because they're serial cheaters.
Yeah.
That's another symptom. So, yeah. Look at borderline personality disorder and tell me Zoe Quinn doesn't have that shit. Now the thing is she was cheating on Lifshitz the entire time she was with him. She was doing too much globetrotting. She was doing too many people were fawning over her to not do that.
Yeah. She
had a fan base now. She had, people fawning over her like they've never fawned over her before. She was cheating. Blatantly. And he took it for a long time, most likely, and he probably cut her off when he finally found out that she was doing it, and he couldn't avoid the fact that, oh shit, didn't she kind of do this to like the last guy?
Yeah.
Knowing full well everybody that she was cheating on him with, she was telling the same stories like, oh, Alex's father is a war profiteer and he's so angry and starting the whole fucking cycle over again so she could find another sugar daddy to fucking con.
Yeah.
But it's funny to see her.
By her definition, what she's doing is rape.
Yeah. No, that's bullshit that she made up. No,
but
she made up that.
If you're cheating on someone and they don't know and you have sex with them, that's rape. That's her definition, not mine. That's her words.
Yeah. Well, she's a rapist.
So she's raping these men. By her own admission, she's a rapist. And she's proud of it.
The thing is she's a borderline. She isn't going to change. She's going to be like this forever. And it's funny, like when you talk to psychologists about borderline who are experts in that field, and you ask them what can you do to fix the relationship or trying to help the borderline, and their immediate reaction is nothing. There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could say. There's nothing. So what do you suggest? Run.
Leave.
That's the only thing you can do to a borderline to fix your situation.
Leave. That's their advice.
Run.
For your own good, go. Because unless you like being abused, unless that's what you get off on, leave.
Yeah. Run.
Because that's all you're ever going to be.
You're just the new abuser to them if you stand up to yourself. For yourself, that's the thing. They set it up that if you stand up for yourself and stand up for, to be respected and treated with, just the minimum amount of dignity, then you're an abuser all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Come on.
You've done wrong by them somehow.
Apparently,
you've betrayed them by
domestic violence clothing line.
What?
Apparently, Pornhub has a new domestic violence clothing line, according to someone called Megan Murphy, which appears to be from a Radfem site. I'm just as confused. I'll post the tweet.
What did you... Pornhub has a Gamergate clothing line? I'm sorry, my internet is shit at the moment.
It's
so
a domestic violence clothing line, but that was, if you didn't understand, that was unintentionally funny.
Yeah. It's A domestic violence clothing line. What the fuck do you mean by that?
With any luck, this is satirical, but who knows?
There's a Twitter link there.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, yeah. What the hell are you doing, Artivus?
Oh, I'm talking about that rapist in New Zealand. Her with a couple of friends on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
look
wait a
at
minute.
some of
There's
the
a
comments.
what?
Some of the comments. I'll send you the link in Twitter, because that's easier for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like they have misunderstood that the domestic violence initiative.
No. Basically, from the look of the comment I've looked up there, they're basically saying that porn is domestic violence against women.
Oh.
But here's the thing.
If a woman is a willing participant, of sex, then that means that she's being the victim of domestic violence. But that goes along with the same people who are trying to say that all sex is rape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's anti-sex positive. So this is just splitting up the anti-sex feminists and the
all the sex positive feminists are fucking leaving out the door as soon as fucking possible. They fucking hate these bitches. Like they're leaving in droves.
Yeah.
There's a reason why women don't identify as feminists en masse the way they used to before, and that's why. Because some girls like dick. I know it's hard for an asexual, purple-haired fucking dragonkin to get that shit, but
look, there's a lot of women out there.
Some women like riding
have
the
rape
shaft.
Fantasies.
Yeah.
S&M. S&M is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not all.
S&M.
50 Shades of Grey was a freaking bestseller for a reason. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because lots of women have a rape fantasy.
Well, that's not necessarily just rape.
No.
BDSM.
I know it's not just that, but it's included in under the umbrella.
Yeah.
And I dated a chick who had that, and that's one of the reasons we broke up, because I wasn't into that shit.
No, of course not. It takes different people. It takes different strokes to sort of, and the thing is that that's the problem with collectivism in general, is that they don't understand that people have different needs and different ideas about the world. And if you don't agree 100% with a collectivist on everything, or at least the issues that matter, yeah, you're automatically cast on the opposite side, no matter how much you may agree on things in principle. And that's a huge problem with collectivists. And every time collectivists have a rise, yeah, the world is generally in a bad place, and it's a little bit scary whenever that happens. So it's weird. I'm getting a little bit tired, and my internet is crap today. So I was wondering if we were just gonna do a little bit of shilling before we say goodnight.
Do we even need to shill anymore?
Not at this point. It hasn't been. I'm sorry for those that have been watching this stream. I haven't been the best host today, and also.
Stop apologizing, faggot.
No, I'm apologizing to my to.
You have nothing
viewers.
to apologize for. It's your internet. You can't control that.
Yeah,
shit.
that is true. The internet provider and me need to have a serious fucking talk.
Wait, Christy Mack.
Yeah, Christy Mack. She's a porn star.
Yeah, I know she's a porn star. She it was 2 years ago got attacked by her boyfriend, who was an MMA fighter, and he beat the living hell out of her. But he was never in porn. He wasn't a porn actor.
No, he was. Wasn't he some sort of?
He was a shitty MMA fighter. But the thing
that's
is,
what I thought. He was an MMA fighter.
The clothing line itself is anti-domestic violence, which I mean, she would know. She was put in the hospital, and there was a whole big deal, and basically the porn community got together to basically help her rebuild her life.
Yeah.
And everybody rallied behind her except for the feminists. But I guess if she's doing a clothing line to help that, they're trying to knock that down because she was a porn star. So now they're openly trying to stop porn stars from actually helping people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go figure.
This is happening now. Well,
it's not like that's new.
No, exactly. It's just it's.
Am I getting you stressed out?
No, I'm a little tired, so I'm having problems finding the words.
Dude.
Yeah.
Just remember, we may be evil, but we're right.
Yeah, we
are.
No,
it's you may call us evil, but you can't call us wrong.
You may call us evil, but at least we don't hate the Polish like Jan does.
Oh.
One last
That's
shot.
the only thing you're on the podcast for now, is just sit in the corner and make jokes about me hating the Polish.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, he thinks hating the Polish is a joke. No wonder he hates them so much.
Oh, dear God. End the stream! End the stream!
Okay,
Lord, have fucking mercy.
I think we can't reach another low point at all today, so I think we're going to end it there. We have been the League of Evil. My name is, as always, James Lillevik, a.k.a. the Meerkat Monarch.
Counterclockwise.
And with me today have been ArtivousIra, Civilian Sky, Astoyab, and Dr. Evil, also known as Dr. Evil Gamer on Twitter. Follow him.
Why are you showing me?
I don't know, because you guys didn't show yourself.
You're an asshole.
I think I'm just going to shut this stream down now.
Just end it. End it. Do it. Do it, faggot.
Do it.
Do it.
Good night and be evil.